design and real estate. And then as I was getting near to retirement age, I thought, all right, I need another project. This is Bailey, the hotel dog in training. The inspiration for hospitality in me came from my paternal grandmother, Frances. She had a way of making you feel special every single time you walked in, and that's what we try to do here. I think one of our biggest challenges is that we are a small business, and this is Austin, Texas, with an ample amount of hotel rooms. So to compete against them is relatively difficult. We have a product that is a little different than what the rest of the market is offering. And the Google profile gives us an opportunity to highlight that. A narrative description, photographs, and reviews, all in one stop. We make sure that we have robust photos on our profile. Most hotel rooms are a little devoid of personality. We try to make our rooms very homey and very locally oriented. That is one of the things that we have to offer and allows us to compete. And the free booking links, highlighting that the most inexpensive way to stay with us is to book directly. Google really helps us with that.
Well, we chose this inn because we rarely go anywhere without looking at Google reviews. So the moment we saw the Francis, saw the pictures, we thought it was incredibly charming and right up our alley.
Our interactions with Vicky have been amazing. She's been so welcoming. She really made us feel at home. And
Right
she
at
left a
home.
little note, and it was just so sweet. Kind of want to live here, I'll be honest with you.
I read every single review, and I am usually the one responding to every single review. It makes me feel like everything we're doing is on the right track. I get to meet with people. I get to spread love and joy and kindness every single day, and that is my dream retirement job.
You're ridiculous.
don't know if anyone can hear me, but I'm not getting any audio.
Same on my end. I couldn't hear anything.
I can't hear anything either.
Okay, great, thanks. At least the other sessions, I'm letting them know that it's not working.
Hi everyone, it looks like there's no volume online. I'm wondering how to get it in contact, and perhaps if we all raise our hand, it might alert that there's something going on. So should we give it a go?
Let's go for it. A few sad emojis too.
I think so. Can you speak again?
Oops. Oh, yeah. Anybody hearing anything?
I can hear you, Wendy. I can't hear the presentation.
Okay. Can't hear them.
I can't hear the presentation, but I can hear us.
No. Can you hear us?
Who's that?
Yeah.
Is that Somalia?
Apologize. This is Arindam, and I'm the presenter.
Okay, so Wendy,
All right.
Steve, we can all hear each other, but we can't hear
me
you.
now.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Apologize. We had an issue with the audio.
Part-time IT, you didn't know. So I took them over. Momo's working with the technicians.
Okay, I think they can hear us now. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, all right, awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
And I apologize
Yes, right.
for the audio issues. But let's just power on. I request everyone to put yourself on mute. If you have a question, just raise your hand and I'll try to address your questions. All right, sound good? Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me. All right. So what's important is that if you go to your About tab in your Google Business Profile, you can add all these amenities. These are super critical because, as you know, people just don't come to look for a vacation or a vacation rental or a hotel. They want certain attributes that are important. And we give, I think, over 500 different attributes that you can configure. So please select the ones that are relevant. And you might have done that like 2 years ago, but you might have updated with a hot tub, or you made it child-friendly, or you made it pet-friendly, or there are other attributes that we keep adding all the time. Have a look. Make sure it's updated. Super critical because we do, and as you've seen in the trip planning process, and we have a bunch of filters. If you want your property to be in that narrow range of selections, you need to update your attributes in the Google Business Profile. Next to that is photos and videos. I think you already know. One thing that is critical here is when you add photos and videos, also try to upload them in portrait mode. Why? Because a lot of people are checking out your property on their phones. It's great that if those landscape photos work well on your laptops and desktops, but if you want a better user experience, portrait photos makes the difference. And that was a plug from the product manager that works here. The other thing here is very recently, as of last year, we have started curating all these photos and making a reel out of it, which we call the hotel story. Here you can see this on the right. This is a bunch of photos that summarizes some of the review, also shows prices, so that people get a sense and vibe, a feel of your hotel. Next, we have also introduced what we call sustainability attributes. You saw that a large portion of users do consider sustainable options in their travel. So whether it's to do with energy efficiency or water conservation, if you have any of those attributes that are in your hotel or you've updated yourself, make sure you select them. We care about diversity, equity, and inclusion. So yes, please.
Where do we find the sustainability section on?
You can get into your desktop on the hotel attribute editor on your Google Business Profile. You should be able to see them. Yes, correct. So diversity, equity, inclusion. If your business is owned by your business is owned by a woman or a person of color, or if you're LGBTQ friendly, mark that out. We give special UI treatment for such properties. So do call them out so that when people are looking for such properties, we show them right up front and center. A very important attribute, accessibility, be it your hotel lobby or some of the rooms or different areas of your hotel that are accessible. Make sure to mark them out and call them out so that we can show that information when people are looking for such features. The other thing, I think I get this question very often, that I have multiple businesses within my hotel, be it a spa, a restaurant, maybe even a gym. So you can now set up separate business profiles for each one of them. And we will then put them under what we call the directories unit that you can see here. As long as the addresses match, 1. 2, that people who are not guests visitors can also access those storefronts, be it your restaurant or spa. If you only reserve it for your guests, then we will not list it. But if it's available for anyone to visit, we will list those as separate business units within that same property. Okay, now you've set up your business, you're all set. How do you get people to book you? This is our most important feature, which I call free booking links. Everyone loves direct bookings, especially business owners. We've also seen, through customer surveys and customer feedback, they want to see the direct hotel price, or they want to see the direct hotel website. One, you love it because you can, connect with your customer directly. You can remarket to them. You can throw in some options, and gives a chance to build a direct relationship. Plus, you save on all the commissions. So you may not know of it, but there are multiple ways that we are already providing you direct bookings or direct clicks onto your hotel. One is the website. So if you input your website information, people will see that when they search for your hotel on the Google Business Profile. Two, if you have a complete address, they can also navigate towards your hotel. So if somebody's panning around an area on maps, your hotel should turn up. And finally, a complete and relevant phone number where people can call and directly talk to your front desk. We will list them. Again, these are ways that people can reach out to you, even if you don't give us a full price. And we ask people, how did you find about the hotel? Oh, we found it on the internet. What they don't know is that they found it on Google through Google Business Profiles, not by seeing a priced link, but by seeing all of this information. But more importantly, people are also looking for prices when they look at hotels and they will look at accommodations. We have what we call the booking module. The booking module is an immersive view within the hotels unit. And in that, we have a prices tab. The prices tab is comprised of two sections. One is the paid sections, which we call hotel ad, and then what we call free booking links, which is an organic section that shows every single provider that can provide a hotel price for that particular itinerary. What we generally prefer is that we generally tend to put the hotel's direct booking link right up top, as you can see here. And it gives you a way to book directly. We don't charge anything. That means Google doesn't charge for these free booking link clicks. You can get that either through your check availability button or on the free booking links all options button. You might see a direct hotel price. And those direct hotel prices also come up with an official site. As long as we know that this is the hotel website pages, there are some hotels that have multiple pages, we will list them as an official site. Now, it's super important, you as hoteliers, to do a couple of things. One, if you have a website that can take bookings, make sure you list them, and I'll tell you how you can do that. Two, if you're listed, ensure that you have a full calendar of prices, because people look for different options. It's okay to give one or two or a few days worth of itinerary, but it's super important to give us a full calendar so that more searches can trigger your hotel. Quick show of hands. How many hotels have their free booking links listed here? Maybe 4 or 5 on call and about 10. For the others that actually manage or work with a property, why aren't your free booking links, price links available?
Before, I do have this official site that appears when I Google myself, but recently it's being removed with no reason. I don't know why, and I can't add it back. So this is maybe the way that I'm here.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about it. Your case might be particular, but there are a couple of ways that you can, provide these your price links. One is to work with a connectivity partner. So that could be a channel manager, a booking engine that you work with, or a part of any connectivity technical partner that can connect to Google. As long as they can provide us a fully priced link that can serve an itinerary, we will show it. This is just a few that I've listed. We work with over 250 partners already. So one, you might be working with a PMS or a channel manager that you might be distributing your inventory to, like, for example, an OTA. So you can talk to them to come and talk to us. If they're already there in this list of, on this blue link of 250 partners, tell them to list to us. If they're not connected to us, come and tell them to talk to us. We are always looking for more partners to work with. There's a small effort, technical effort that requires for these partners to connect. But once they connect, they will have the option to appear on Google free booking links. Okay, I think the SiteMinder team is just behind you, so you can have a chat with them.
So should we contact SiteMinder first before talking to Google?
So we don't recommend anyone, but we have a bunch of partners, including SiteMinder, who's here in the room. So you can go to this blue link here. You can select, there are over 250 partners that we work with, someone that you want to work with. And to your question, like, how do I choose among these 250 partners? There's a few things that you can ask them. One, what kind of technology do they use? Is it an ancient on-premise or is it a cloud-based solution? You know which is better. Two, what kind of flexibility do they offer? Do they want you to buy the whole suite of products? Do they give you a set of products that work for you? And you don't basically have to switch into everything else. Transparency, we provide tons of reporting and insights. Are you also getting some of those reports? And finally, the most important is your pricing. Is it worth the return on investment? With that, I wanted to quickly showcase a case study that I worked with in this hotel called Gerald Apartments Hotel. They're in Western Australia, regional hotels. They worked with SiteMinder very recently to get them established on Google, especially on free booking links. They wanted to, number one, it's not that many people are looking for hotels in Western Australia, but more importantly, they wanted to be there when people wanted to search. And they wanted to show a complete set of options, including prices. And they wanted people to book direct because they had a great offering that people would have loved. So they worked with SiteMinder to establish their free booking link connectivity. Within a few months of implementation, they saw a 20% increase in direct bookings, which is approximately more than one booking a day. And today, about a third of their bookings are direct. Isn't that lovely? That you would get 1/3 of your bookings that are direct and save on commissions. So talk to your channel manager, talk to your booking engine. If they aren't working with you, tell them to connect to Google. We will help them. And I have a bunch of cards that I'll leave. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I can talk to you on a one-on-one basis.
Excuse me.
Yes.
If we are saving on commission, but we are paying to SiteMinder, how we are saving money here?
So again, it depends on, so it's free from Google.
We are paying to SiteMinder or any other partner channels. So rather than pay commission, than getting partnered with another, I don't see a difference. Why should we pay someone else and save money from somewhere else?
Great question. When you get a direct booking, you can remarket to the user. You can offer them special. You can directly upsell certain amenities. Look, we don't charge for those free booking links, but there is a cost of connection to your connectivity partner. And they have different commercial models. That's for you and your connectivity partner to figure it out. We don't recommend, oh, you should go with this versus that, because I understand, there are differential rates between different partners, but it's also the return on investment.
It's direct bookings, though.
These are all direct bookings. Yes.
So there should be no OTA commissions to be paid.
There are OTA commissions, and again,
To whom?
To the people.
so there are a couple of things. Now, SiteMinder isn't an OTA. So what you're talking about is SiteMinder charging a commission for some of those bookings.
That's separate. That's
Yeah.
small,
Not the OTA level commissions.
Booking.com or-
Correct.
Yeah.
So when you work with a connectivity partner, the commission that you pay is much smaller than that you would have paid to an OTA. But again, we are not telling you don't work with an OTA. OTAs play a very important part in distribution. But if you love direct bookings, if you want to remarket to your customer, it's super important that you work with a connectivity partner that is connected on Google that can send you these free booking links. About the commercial part of it, it's up to you to figure out what's best, who's your best partner to work with. Here is a case of a hotel that worked with SiteMinder and it works for them. All right. So once you've gotten the booking, how do you engage with your customers? One is that you can answer the frequently asked questions. Oh, does this hotel have a spa? Yes, we do have a spa. Please go check it out. What are spa operating hours? So we open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So stuff like that. Or do you offer vegetarian options in your restaurant? Answer those questions because people are looking for them, be it through reviews or be it through business posts. I think, most of you, care about reviews, not only just on Google, but on other platforms. So see what people are talking about and ask them to leave a review, be it a positive review. You can give them a short link if they've had a positive experience. And for, negative reviews, which all of us get, is to respond to them with an authentic voice. This is super important because in our study, we have also found out that some people actually come and look at negative reviews to say, hey, this hotel has got a 4.4 star rating. It's a great hotel. And most of the ratings are 5 or 4-star ratings. Let me go and look at the negative reviews so I can check what's not working with this hotel. We've actually seen that in our user study. So if you're able to address some of those questions with, if there's an issue, fix it. But if the guest expectations were not met, you can respond to some of them. Business posts, if you have, Mark's mentioned this morning, if you have an event that's happening at your hotel or your property, if there is an offer or if there's a special, program that you're organizing within your hotel for Valentine's Day, for, New Year's, please do make those business posts. Those business posts help you appear on 2 sections. One, within the Google Business Profile, there is a By Owners tab, so you can see some of those posts. But we also put them up on search when people are looking for, hotels. And you can say, hey, if you wanted a Valentine's Day event, this hotel is organizing this. This is a new feature that we have very recently launched. So please, you don't have to update every day, but anything of importance, please do come and post it. And finally, the last section is you have done all of this. How can you then use the Google Insights tool to further take action so that you can refine your presence and you can get more business? Number one, if you go into your Google Business Profile and within the Performance tab, go and click it, we show you exactly how many people have engaged with your business profile. So right from the calls here, the total number of clicks or engagements that they've had, calls, if they sent you any messages, how many directional queries, how many visits from, let's say, mobile or desktop or Google Maps. We provide you all that information. What we also provide is the number of clicks that you've got from different sections, including free booking links. So for example, website clicks and also free booking links clicks can actually be tracked on a day-to-day basis. The most important thing, I think, which you care about is competition. So we also provide you a summary of how you are performing on pricing versus what we call competitor hotels. This is a piece of insight. Now, there are some hotels that you may consider a competitor, but we also list hotels that users engage with when they're looking for your hotel. So in a typical user session, they may engage with 4 or multiple hotels, 4, 5, 8, 10 hotels. So we summarize all of that information and we put that together. So here you can see the pricing of the next 30 days of your hotel and how you compare that. So you're $109 more expensive or cheaper, we put that. And these hotels that are listed also here are hotels that users have engaged with when they also engage with your hotel. So in the same user session, they've been engaging with multiple hotels. We show them a price. And then we also give a nice cool graph that shows that how you compare in pricing versus some of your competitor hotels. So for example, your hotel versus this hotel, how you compare this 12% lower. Super useful insight if that's something that you want to boost your occupancy by playing around with your pricing. So just to recap, and I apologize everyone in the audience for the audio issues. 5 things that we want to remember. Number one, you got to be there. How do you be there? You got to be, on your Google business profiles. Stay relevant, which means put up a complete set of information, including all attributes that are relevant, and please keep them updated. If there are any changes, put them up. Be ready. How can you be ready? By taking direct bookings. Direct bookings comes not via just the free booking links module, but also by phone numbers and website visits. So be ready to take action. Engage with your customers through reviews and social media and business posts. And finally, leverage the Google Insights tool to take action, including refining your pricing so that you're competitive. Thank you. And with that, I'll pass it on to Chris to talk to you about how you can boost your performance using Google Ads.
Hello. All right. Thank you, Arindam. So Arindam already walked through, just a quick self-introduction. So I'm Chris. I'm part of a business manager at Google focused on travel. And just like Arindam, working closely with partners from a variety of ranges, all within the travel sector, but actually a lot more focus as well, not only on the insights piece, but also on some of the monetized ads offerings that they actually provide as well externally. So I think Arindam already highlighted some of the importance and also some of the key steps in terms of boosting visibility on free booking links, on Google hotel search and so on, right? And he also showcased like this particular view of like what the hotel search experience actually looked like, right? But I think one of the things that I wanted to also specifically touch on is that there's also a hotel ads component that sits above the free booking links, right? And that if you're already participating on free booking links, whether through like integration partner like SiteMinder and so on, but you could already be working on hotel ads with them as well, or you are already working with just a connectivity partner that maybe doesn't offer like the ads product, you could consider actually thinking about boosting your offerings from the free section to the ad section, like up top, right? So below you'll see like a list of all options that a user can actually look for a hotel. Here you'll see is the top 4 slots, right? That actually gets promoted, right? To show your hotel. So what that means is that it's actually a lot more discoverable for consumers, right? You can here top we do have the data to back it up in terms of like what share of traffic actually falls under the ads portion versus the free booking links portion. And the other benefit is that outside of just sharing the feed and the prices within the ads ecosystem at Google, you can actually do a lot more granular targeting. You can also do like budgeting and so on, right? So that's also one additional benefit that you can also do when you are actually running ads on Google. Beyond just that view that Arindam also shared, we are also launching new formats that still harnesses the initial feed that you're actually sending with us, right? So we are thinking about it more from the ability to distribute your offerings, whether is it organic, also on ads, like across different surfaces on Google. So within the hotel search, you would see like you can promote a particular property, right? So you can actually see instances like this. We also have this thing called places right at the bottom. So if a user is already looking for a hotel, right, and you'll see at the bottom it's like similar options that that the user can consider, you could also showcase your offerings there. And the third one, which is going to be rolled out soon, is that we're gonna, as users are also kind of just browsing around a location when they're using maps, you will start seeing like little pins that pop up, right, to say, oh, this is there's a hotel property here that you could actually consider. So those are some of the emerging like innovations that's coming out on the ads side of things. But to quickly kind of recap like what that actually takes, right, in order to be present on some of these ads channels. First, you have the feed side of things, right? This is where you send like the prices, you send all the information and so on. But where you will also need is also on the Google Ads side of things, and that's where you manage your budgets, like your bids, your targeting, so on and so forth. And it's also really important why doing direct bookings is quite key. It's because you then have harnessed all those information and data that could also then feed into your ads, like bidding and ads targeting as well. So in terms of how to get started with hotel ads, first step is, I think most of you probably here are already doing, is to get connected and be on free booking links, right? And then the second step is then to create that hotel campaign, right? You can partner also with either agency or company. It depends on how you want, what works best for you. And then you can actually show up, boost your offering up on Google as well. Yeah. Maybe let me just pause here, to see if there are any questions from the room. Yeah.
So if you're already using paid ads and creating, separate chat campaigns, you're leveraging your use of the ads manager.
Yeah.
Does hotel ads replace that for us in terms of where we should best allocate our spend, or do you recommend still running both?
So it's we know that so actually this is a good kind of precursor to the next part where we're gonna, because we do know the current solution is quite distributed, right? You have you can run one campaign and it's running on text ads, one campaign on hotel ads. So right now it's actually different. Our view is that, you see, based on the consumer research data that we saw, just the amount of touch points that people or users are actually following means that it's really important to just show up where they are, right? And you pay when you get a click, so you don't pay when you get the impression, right? So if, let's say, a user goes on the Google search page and they decided to click on the text ads part of it, then that's where the user prefers to go, and that's where you pay for that traffic, right? If a user actually wants to go down below, wants to fiddle around with itineraries, look at more of the hotel details before clicking out to your site, and if you actually show up on the hotel ad, then that's where the user wants to go, and that's when then you pay for that click over there. So the recommendation is actually to cover both touch points, because what you don't want is that a user doesn't see and then clicks out to, let's say, a different hotel or a different property. Yeah.
And in terms of any algorithm,
yeah,
is it currently agnostic, or is it preferencing hotel ads over normal?
It's kind of different mechanisms at all right now. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions? Yeah.
A couple of slides back, you said if you get paid ads,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see the top.
Yeah.
Does that mean number one, or?
So it's in the top 4 slots.
Booking.com, for instance?
So you'll be in the top 4 slots here. Yeah. So you have so here below it is all free booking links, and then ads would appear in the first top 4 slots.
Never be above booking.com.
No, you could be if it really runs on an ad auction, basically. Yeah.
So you'll never be ahead of booking.com.
No, you can be, right? Because the ad auction also covers not only kind of how much you're bidding for it, but also covers relevancy as well. And if you are the hotel that's actually providing the information to the user directly, right? That's actually, I would say, a very strong sense of what relevancy would be.
Sample so shows that we are above the booking.
Yeah, that's in this case you could be, right? Because he has shown that, and even with the official site tag here, that even shows that, that's coming directly from the hotel. Sorry?
What was the search term used?
So the search term here used was probably for the particular hotel property itself. Yeah.
So if you've got a direct pricing strategy where your direct prices are cheaper, then there would be more conversion on your direct ad than a booking.com ad. So then Google's going to prefer showing that direct ad because they're converting that click, so they're getting their click. So I'd say very quickly, you would be showing as number 1 because your ad is converting higher than the booking.com one purely because your direct rate is $10 cheaper in this case than the booking.com rate. So a consumer's going to click that more than the booking.com one.
Yes, that's a good mark in terms of also a signal that goes into what we think users are actually looking for, right? And then that also brings up that also features into what we call ads quality. So those are price competitiveness is one, and then the fact that users are clicking out more. That's also, something that
Question
yeah.
on this, Chris, if you don't mind, don't know if this is appropriate or you could answer it. There's a question of parity that the booking.com, Agoda, etc. always question if you are selling your rooms directly cheaper than what they're advertising it for. They question the value, the value of why it is cheaper, and you need to be at parity with their pricing. Is there a way?
Yeah, you don't need to anymore.
Oh, you don't need to?
It's illegal, yeah.
Oh, when did that occur? I'm only the owner, so.
Yeah.
Maybe I can probably share. I worked 10 years at booking.com, so I don't work there anymore. Yeah, price parity was a huge driver of what we used to focus on.
When did it go?
Yeah, New South Wales passed it into legislation that it's illegal, it's anti-competitive behaviour. And every other state has kind of followed suit. But since COVID's kind of shifted the reliance from OTAs onto direct from a consumer standpoint.
When I see an email, I do see on the email, I see a question of parity still.
Yeah, they will still keep trying. Agoda's probably the most vocal about it.
So what should we tell them?
How I look at price parity, I'm like, if I give the same rate to all the OTAs,
yes,
so they all get $100 a night,
yes,
regardless of what I do on my direct, as long as they're all in parity, then they can fight it out amongst themselves. I'm giving them all the same.
So they question our direct ones, is what I'll get that. They're saying
well, they can't in Australia. So if they can't in New South Wales. So if you're here, you can just push back. What they can question it, what they can't do is negatively impact your listing on their platform. So they can't say, if you don't give us this rate, we will put you on page 4.
That's what I'm worried about.
That's it's illegal. They can't do it.
No,
exactly. They don't care. Agoda
control
price from Booking.com. So they will equal themselves.
Yeah. So I'm loving the engagement and discussion here. Yeah, no worries. I mean, this is like, interesting. It means that everyone's engaged here, right? So, yeah. But I think, so we would love to save the discussion also for the networking session, because just conscious that, there's 15 minutes left. And we just have one really exciting thing that, we're gonna share with everyone here, right? And, we can't leave like attending a Google event without hearing from us talk about AI, right? So that's gonna be the, right? So yeah, so I just really thought that it's really critical to share with everyone here, like, what's the latest in terms of AI with respect to, ads marketing or digital marketing, right? Because there are many different, of course, different like use cases and so on for AI. But for this particular instance, we're going to focus on the ones that can help you, show up your content through your digital marketing means. So, there's stuff on the slide here and so on. But I think maybe what I just wanted to round off, like maybe if in case you are feeling like, oh, AI is this black box, is this new buzzword, that's come to town in the past 1 year and so on and so forth, right? But if there are really just 3 things that I hope that you'll remember after today's session, on AI, on Google's AI, is that first, Google's AI is meant to make things simple or simpler, right? That's really what a core thing that it's meant to do. So you'll see some of that coming up, and I think that will also hopefully address some of your questions about like, oh, now there are 2 different campaigns, but you'll see that simplifying to be one of them. The second thing that I hope that you can remember or take away with regards to Google AI is that it's one that you can trust. Why can you do that? Is that you'll notice that you can still have some control to guide the AI in terms of how to solve for your business objectives, right? And the third thing is that we have seen that it can deliver results. So 3 things that's supposed to simplify your life is something that you can trust. And the third thing is that it delivers results, right? So let's look at in terms of simplification and in this case. So just now we talked about like, showing or consumers now interacting across different touch points, right? Whether is it more visual video formats for inspiration, down to Google search and Google Maps to understand the nitty gritty of like the details when it comes down to planning, right? Historically, you would kind of optimize your search campaigns on keywords and so on manually, right? And all of it is all for just Google search alone, right? But right now, with this new ad format that's called PMax for travel goals, you can actually create one campaign and it helps you promote it across all 7 different inventory surfaces on Google, right? So that definitely helps to simplify a lot of things, right? Then next, you might be thinking, oh, but they all look visually quite different, right? Like there's one that's the ad copy which on text is just mainly text, right? But how am I gonna, let's say, do images, videos, and so on? You'll see later in the video that if you share, let's say, some of the feed or hotel details directly from, let's say, your GMB, will help you to auto-create some of those assets as well, right? And of course, this would eventually get better and even more relevant over time, right? So that's kind of, you know, on the simplify piece. They might think, okay, oh yes, go ahead. No, so it's a little. I think we'll summarize the end like in terms of a video that kind of showcases how do you set this up, and hopefully that actually showcases like you know, how simple it is. Now the second I talked about, other than simplifying, is about the one that you can trust, right? So the thing here is that if you want to kind of upload your own assets, by all means, right, you can control that as well, right? The other thing that's really important about trust and control is that this ad format or this campaign is designed to cater towards a bookings and a profitability objective. So you can set the target, right, that you want it to drive profits for you. And that's what the AI algorithm behind the scenes is working towards, right? So think of it as also having some kind of like a marketing genius that understands like, you know, where users are at each point in time, right? And then also then figuring out what's the right assets and when to show up, right? If it's not going to be worthwhile for your hotel, then they're not going to, you know, the AI just say, okay, this is not worthwhile for me. And it's all geared towards optimizing for a profitability objective that you can set, okay? And the third one, which is on results. So we have seen, right, that advertisers who use Performance Max, and that's and the one I'm speaking about so far has been the one that's been designed specifically for travel companies or hoteliers, right? They've seen an 18% increase in conversions, but at the same cost per acquisition, right? So that's all going to be increased like profitability, you know, for all of you. So in summary, we talked about it being simple. It talks about something that you can trust as well as, you know, that it delivers results. But I think what better way to just kind of showcase this in a video. It's about 7 minutes long, but it covers kind of the setup process, but also hopefully gives you like a visual picture of like how it looks like. The great news is that if you search this up, it's on YouTube already, okay? So you don't have to kind of screen record this. You can search Performance Max for travel goals on YouTube and you'll find this video as well, okay? But I thought of just playing this for everyone.
Everyday travelers are researching and planning their trips across Google and finding new ways to discover, research, and book. Performance Max for travel goals helps you connect with future guests by showing your ads across the full range of Google advertising channels with one simple setup. It uses the full power of Google's AI to expand your reach by streamlining the addition of new ad formats and channels, helping you connect with guests you didn't know you were missing. At the same time, your strategic inputs steer Google's AI by providing the right, high-quality ingredients to drive the best results. Follow these steps to get started with your first campaign. First, select which properties you would like to target by going to Tools and Settings, and then Business Data. Then, click the plus button and select Hotel Properties Feed. Here you can add a hotel properties feed by either uploading a list of hotels or choosing hotels from a map. If you have a small number of properties, you'll use our hotel picker by choosing hotels from a map. When using our hotel picker, search and select the hotels you want to advertise. Name the data feed, then click Save. If you're setting up a campaign for more than 50 properties, you can use these options. Create a hotel properties feed using Google Maps URLs via business data. Use the hotels in your Hotel Center account that is linked to the Google Ads account via Campaign Setup. Or use the API. You've created a feed. Now you are ready to begin creating your campaign. First, select Sales as your objective. Be sure to select a Purchases conversion action. Now select Performance Max as your campaign type, and you will be defaulted to the hotel selection. This makes it a Performance Max for Travel Goals campaign, with the added travel-specific enhancements. You can then select a preferred hotel data feed source. Once you've named your campaign, select a bid strategy that aligns with your business objectives. For different types of conversions, like with hotel rooms with different rates that generate different values for your business, choose Conversion Value. If all conversions are worth the same to your business, choose Conversions to focus on maximizing conversions. You can also add a Cost Per Action, CPA, or Return on Ad Spend, ROAS, target to your bid strategy. We suggest using your average CPA or ROAS from the last 30 days on comparable campaigns that are optimizing towards the same conversion goals. Now it's time to choose your campaign's location and language settings. You can also adjust other settings, like your ad serving schedule, start and end date, tracking template, and final URL. On the default logo page, click on Logo to add a logo that can be applied as the default for any of the hotels in your campaigns. Each hotel property that you selected becomes its own asset group. Asset groups let you manage different kinds of creative assets and are similar to ad groups in other campaigns. Your assets include the property website, images, logos, videos, text headlines and descriptions, and a call to action. Google's AI gathers copy, images, URLs, and more that you're already using from your website, licensed Google image libraries, and more. It suggests ways to combine those assets into asset groups and builds ads in every format for your hotel, taking the guesswork out of campaign creation. You decide which combinations, images, or copy you want to use. For individual properties where images are not available, you can upload your own images or scan your website and social media sites to pull in images. Videos can be uploaded from YouTube. If you don't have a video available, Performance Max will automatically create a high-quality video for you using your assets. The quality and variety of the creative assets you provide plays an important role in your campaign's success. Review error messages if you have any. Otherwise, let's click Next. Once in the Assets page, you'll want to include ad extensions. Use a variety of extensions for site links, callouts, calls, lead forms, and more. These help your ads show up more prominently and also provide consumers with more helpful details about your business, including different ways they can contact you. You may set a daily budget. Now you're nearly done creating your campaign. Check the summary page before you publish the campaign to see if anything's missing or if you have any errors to resolve. Once the campaign starts running, give it a few weeks before you evaluate results, especially if your business experiences conversion lags or delays where customers need extra time. In the short term, look out for any ad disapprovals to make sure your ads are running as intended. Also, check your campaign status to see if it's limited by budget. If this happens, consider raising your daily budget to make sure you're capturing as many conversions as you can. Make sure to keep an eye out for your asset performance as well, to see how you can improve your creative assets. We strongly recommend that you input audience signals to steer Google's AI and ensure the most relevant ad is served to the most relevant audience. Google built audiences like in-market and your data, which can include customer match and website visitors lists, are the most helpful audience information to provide since they provide a strong signal about which audiences have a higher chance of converting. Simplified, per-hotel reporting gives you just the numbers you need to see that your campaign is working. You can easily view traffic by hotel property, which gives you an indication of traveler demand across locations. Reporting supports slicing by dimensions of interest, specifically for travel advertisers in the Hotel tab, based on the displayed hotel's assets. If you need more control over where your ads appear, Performance Max campaigns use the same brand safety settings you've applied at the account level. View Tools and Settings, Content Suitability, to add any exclusions you might need, such as content or inventory type exclusions. You can also add topic exclusions. In addition, account-level negative keywords allow you to exclude certain keywords from your Performance Max campaigns. To ensure the system has data to best learn, target, and optimize, we encourage partners to allow their Performance Max for Travel Goals campaign run for a minimum of 4 weeks. For more best practices, including recommendations on how to evaluate your campaign and improve it over time, check out our full best practices guide on the Google Ads Help Center.
Yeah, and I hope that gave everyone an insight about like what the power of AI can actually do, right? The auto method created assets to simplify, things to set up, right? The fact that there's an AI to actually optimize toward your profitability goals as well, right? And the fact that you see at the end still a bunch of areas where you can still control, right? You do want to show up against certain type of content, feel free to let the campaign know, and then we wouldn't show up against those kind of content as well, right? So yeah, I think that's the end of the session, and yeah, I think Rindam and I were happy to stick around and also maybe move down over to just the area that we were having just now for some drinks, and happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Just a quick question. Is AI going to become pretty much, from what I'm seeing here, the way to go for advertising through what you just showed us?
Yeah.
Is it going to be the dominant force for what I'm hearing because of AI for us to advertise or do anything? Is there any point working backwards on the traditional ways? Because it's pretty easy as long as you've filled all of your, you've given all of your feedback and photos and etc. You only need to go through that.
Yeah, I would say I think we're trying to make also all the different things that regard to advertising like as easy as possible, right? But we also know that there are other things that that Google is not, like, say, the solution for, right? Let's say your booking engine and so on. That's not something that we address, right? So there will be some aspects that you might still need, like those things to be integrated in order to make the best out of like this particular tool. And you will see that a lot of partners are also kind of slowly being integrated into the solutions that we have. That we could run it all potentially like all through. Right? So that could be kind of like the way forward.
I just had a question. This is very hotel focused, and when I was talking to Manoa yesterday, she was saying that you're looking at bringing vacation rentals into this space and creating a lodging.
Yes.
So how would this work with a property manager that might manage 250 holiday homes or something? What would the solution be available to them?
So right now, are you talking about this app product?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the app product right now is only for hoteliers, what we classify as hotels. We do plan to expand this into more accommodation providers, including vacation rentals.
Right.
What we have done is within the search unit, and you look for, let's say, hotels in Bondi Beach or hotels just in Sydney, and let's say it happens that there's not much applicants because it's a big event happening. We might start triggering vacation rentals also. And in places like Bali and Phuket, where vacation rentals are popular, we do show them. So you typically see in a play sheet of maybe 10 hotels, 1 or 2 vacation rentals popping up. This is what we call a unified lodging, because most travelers are not just looking for hotels, they're looking for places to stay. And in areas where vacation rentals are popular, and can meet the user requirements, we tend to trigger. It's again very dynamic, but we're putting that together. But if the guest has particularly chosen a filter where it says hotels 4-star category, you won't see vacation rental unless there's no inventory left. They may say you might want to consider vacation rental at these prices.
But from a paid ad point of view, there's nothing.
So you can think of it as, so the solution that we have talked about is Performance Max, but particularly for travel and hotel, right? That's the one that we are talking about today. But if you think about Performance Max, it's actually the umbrella solution. So there's a generic version for Performance Max that any advertiser, whether let's say you're in finance, you're in retail, that you can utilize. But we know that the hotel ecosystem is really important, right, to us at Google. So there's actually the first kind of like special or like dedicated version is actually created for the hoteliers.
Could they use that option that you had, and every hotel could be every property?
You mean for the general one?
Yeah, you know how.
Yeah, so the general one, it doesn't. It's slightly, the setup will be slightly different, right? That you could potentially link it to like a merchant center, but it's kind of the one that we have showed here is particularly for hotels. So I think of Performance, like the concept of having one campaign, easy to set up across different surfaces, that still remains. And I think over time you would see kind of a rollout potentially for different kind of use cases that's more specific. Yeah.
So if there's an SEO at the moment we're paying for optimization, can we go straight to this one? Because there's a cost already. We're paying for optimization through Google. We can get rid of that and jump into this.
You still need to
pay that one.
So you could possibly run through campaigns.
What for? This is
AI.
This is the best.
Yes.
At the moment, I can go to Google Ads, phone up and get an ad specialist to help me set up that campaign. Can I phone up and say to them, I want help setting up a Google travel campaign? Will they help me with that, or is it do it all yourself?
Right now, it's self-serve. Do it all yourself.
Okay.
But if you have questions, you can write to us. We can get a specialist for you to at least help you set up the campaign. You may not get one to serve you or help you all the time, but the initial setup, yes, we can help you.
And do we just email from the invitation? How do we?
I'll leave my cards here, so you don't know. Yes. No, it's fine. You can dedicate a specialist that can help you, but you may not get the support all the time. But in setting up your campaign, we can definitely. Yes.
Just a quick question regarding to the you mentioned about insights tracking for the free ads or hotel paid ads. Is there a similar sort of insights reporting, or is it within the GA4 platform only? Or
it's within Google, so within Google Ads, like the ads platform that you use to manage all the campaigns.
No, sorry, in Google, in the Google profile, like the paid hotel ads. Is there any?
Nothing for paid hotel ads.
There's nothing we can do to.
Yeah, the Google Ads.
Yeah, it's unfortunately like two.
Because you mentioned there was insights with the free.
There is insights, but that's just for the free links. Right. You get through your website, through the free booking links, through your phone numbers, we show that information.
Sure.
But on how your ads are performing is through the ads.
Yeah.
But for the hotel ads as well.
Yeah,
for
hotel
ads.
Yes.
Okay, so it's probably
Sorry, just going back to our initial question with the vacation rentals. So on that video, it said you create your account and then you list every hotel. Is there anything stopping us listing every vacation rental as a hotel?
You cannot list vacation rentals as of now. Yeah. But you can use a generic Performance Max product, not for travel goals. The key difference there between Performance Max and Performance Max for travel goals is one, you can also link your hotel ads account if you're already running hotel ads into your Performance Max for travel goals, the one that we showed. Plus, some of the signals that we use to trigger is very travel related. The Performance Max is more generic. Cool. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
We have some bags for you to take. I think it's either outside or downstairs.
Sorry.
So let them.
Thank you.